Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Okay, in this episode, we're going to be talking about ranking on Amazon in a post-giveaway world. We're also going to be talking about, after I cough, just let me find the mute button. It's always great when you clear your throat or get a frog in your throat in the middle of a sentence. But anyways, I was able to find the mute button. We're going to be talking about how we can um uh, oh my gosh, now I got the cough, now I can't even talk. Anyways, we're going to be talking about ranking on Amazon in the post giveaway world. We have a great guest today, first time guest who took this on really short notice, and let's just get into it. Kelsey, hit that button.
Lunch with
Okay, like I mentioned, today we've got an interesting topic. It's about ranking on Amazon after this whole craziness with the giveaway world. I've got lots of questions that I want to talk to our guest about, but anyways, is it working? It'll be great. Anyways, our guest today, founded by Boxer, which I think had over 300 million in sales. He is the host of the Smartest Amazon Seller podcast and currently helps Amazon sellers with SmartScout. And this is a market research tool for understanding Amazon. Now, I found out about SmartScout just a little while ago, and I had a chance to take a look at it, examine it a bit, and it's an awesome platform. If you haven't checked it out, check out SmartScout before or after the podcast. Anyway, I'm talking about Scott Needham. I can't wait to talk to him. Again, he's a first-time guest, and we'll get to him shortly. We are going to a word from our sponsor first. A big thank you to our sponsor, Post Purchase Pro, the only complete A to Z done-for-you real email and text marketing service built specifically for Amazon sellers. My friends Sean Hart and Seth Stevens co-founded Post Purchase Pro after launching over 1,000 successful private labeled products, growing 53 brands, and get this, exiting 17 businesses. Post Purchase Pro creates all of your digital assets 100% for you, from marketing inserts, complete sales funnels, email follow-up sequences, and weekly email promotions. They manage and optimize everything for you to drive more sales, get higher ranking, and receive more reviews on Amazon. So check out Post Purchase Pro now to see if you too will see enormous growth like their nearly 500 clients worldwide. That's Post Purchase Pro at postpurchasepro.com/lunch. Okay, so just on a Post Purchase Pro note, they are having a really cool 49 hack event that's coming up. I think it's October the 20th. I've thrown in my hack. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. But anyways, it's something that they've put on one. I think it was 31 hacks a month or two ago. And always great reception. So Kelsey will probably, hopefully he can put up the link there for anybody who's interested to sign up and check it out. Lots of good hacks, lots of good people entering hack over there. Now, Mr. Kelsey.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lunch with Norm podcast. Before we get started, of course, smash those like buttons. Give us a thumbs up if you are excited for this episode. If you're new to the podcast, make sure you join our Facebook group. That's Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective. That's where all the fun happens. That's where you can engage with the community. We've got giveaways, we do discounts, any updates on Amazon, and any questions that you have about selling on Amazon or e-commerce, you can throw in the group. Me and Norm are in there regularly, engaging with the community, and we've just got a great audience in Beard Nation there too. So just want to give a quick shout out to Christine. Good to see you. And Connor, let us know where you're watching from too. It's always great to see our Beard Nation out and about and what's up with them. But we do have a couple of things. I know, Norm, you wanted to touch on the F1 event that is happening next week.
Right. So, two things there. First of all, those of you who have already got tickets and that are going to the race, let us know. It'd be nice to meet up with you in Austin. We're going to be there. Kelsey and I and Hayden are going to be there from the 20th until the 24th. So, if you're in Austin in around that time, just let us know. It would be great to meet any of the listeners. Maybe we could have a small meetup. The other thing is, like I mentioned a few weeks back, we do have one ticket. There's one ticket left. If anybody can make it to the event, it's a huge discount through a sponsor, and it's literally the last ticket we have. So you get into all of the events. We've got the after parties. I mean, just the after party ticket per person was 1,500. So it's crazy. The cabana the private cabana on turn one, the Green Day after party tickets or VIP tickets, Ed Sheeran, the chef's table in a Michelin star restaurant. There's a ton going on. But if you're interested in the ticket, we have the last ticket and we're going to be giving it away for, I believe it's $5,000 discount. So it's $5,000 ticket. And if you're interested in going there, go for it. Anyways, just like
So how
Kelsey
do they?
said,
Okay, so contact me if you're interested.
Right. Okay. And anyway, one of the other things I want to touch on too before we get into this is YouTube. So we're changing things up a bit. We want to know how you guys feel. I know like Connor and Cool Hand, they're always YouTube. There's a bunch of people that are always on YouTube that we see. But what we're trying to do is flip it over, edit it a bit, and then put it up on YouTube. You can always come on to the Facebook group or on the Facebook page and listen to it. We're trying to figure out if we're going to do anything with LinkedIn. We were doing it over there before, but I think it's best if we keep it in the group. Anyways, just a thought, and just let us know what you think if you're able to do it. It's just something that we've got to do. I think it's going to really improve things over on YouTube for us. And on that note,
Okay,
7 minutes in, I think we should get to the podcast.
I think so too. So take it away.
All right, get out of here. All right. So if you do have any comments or questions, throw them over in the comment section. I'm sure there's going to be tons of questions today. I know there will. Christine's here. Anyway, if you have questions, throw them over in the comment section. We'll get to them. Hopefully, we'll get to all of them by the end of the podcast. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, enjoy the show. Welcome, Scott.
Hey, Norm, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I really appreciate coming on. It was a very long intro. Some of this will be edited for the actual podcast, but usually live, we talk about some of the different things that are coming up, which is why, and I don't know how you are working with your podcast, but on YouTube, like one of the things that people don't want to hear a lot of is that intro or, the exit. And, just talking about things that are coming up. They've probably already come up and gone. So that's the reason for the YouTube. And most of our listeners are live on YouTube. That's usually the way it happens. So anyways, it's a big jump for us. I don't know what you do, but
I just do audio. I haven't done any YouTube, but I have my wife improved my office. As you can see, I got a nice big ship. So maybe I should start going live on video.
I used to sell I used to sell model tall ships. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. That was Nautical Escape. That was one company that I had years and years back. I've got a bunch of them still out in the house.
Well, the truth is we also sold this. And
are you serious?
Yeah, I did a giveaway once, not like an internet giveaway, but like to friends, like with some party night. And I liked it so much. I was like, that's it. I'm getting a ship for myself. I think the brand that this is Authentic Models, and they're kind of hard to not a lot of people are buying them, but they really are nice. They're fun.
They are. Yeah, they're absolutely. And we used to just go out to the boat show. This is, you know what? So we're going down a different rabbit hole. Listeners are probably going, "What the hell does this have to do with ranking?" Well, it has to do with opportunity.
Yes.
And at least for me, like when I saw the opportunity, it was in a factory in Vietnam where I was going to shop for furniture, like bringing back a container worth of furniture, and it was like, you guys make this? And then bought a container, a 20-foot container, and brought it into the Miami Boat Show. Got there just in time. And here's what happened. We didn't sell anything the first day or the second day. And this lady came over to us and said, "What's wrong with your ships?" I'm going, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "There's a company around the like just around the bend from us that was selling them, and they were selling them for $3,500 each." So I went to Kinko's that night. This is how old this is. I went to Kinko's, got photocopies of our price list, and went from $750, that's for better ships, to $2,500. And we practically sold out. We had 7 left after the show.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but that just goes to show you what price and perception is when people are in the marketplace.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's actually, I think when you were on my podcast, we talked about that a little bit, about like how sometimes like raising your price can, be a marketing move that actually helps you sell.
It works.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Anyways, now it's so good to have you on our podcast. And let's start talking about this. You were talking about a little bit earlier. We're talking about ranking. Is ranking conversion rate times number of sales on each search term true?
Yeah.
And is it?
Let me set up the stage of how this was presented to me. So I'd say the beginning of this year, I had a lot of conversations with people that really geek out in SEO.
Right.
They, you talk to Brandon Young with Data Dive, Stephen Pope, like he just talks SEO all the time. And, it's kind of hard to, we implemented some of those strategies in our, and didn't know if we got like a huge bump in that sort of optimization. And like, you have to imagine, it's not, if you put in, model ship in your bullet points, your title, and your backend search terms, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to rank. As people actually have to want to buy that when they're searching for it, if that matches what their needs are. And then just a month ago, I had someone else talk to me, and it kind of changed my perspective on this. And I'm still like really noodling with the idea, but I'm actually building a tool into SmartScout around this idea. Who knows where that goes? But what I really want to understand, ranking on Amazon in a very straightforward way. And it's this idea that the SEO that helps, but really it's all about just like sales on that search term. If you have a good conversion rate, if you're getting a lot of sales on, boat model, like Amazon is forced to put you towards the top because you've made it so it's so clear to them that that's what people are looking for. And I think sometimes we get lost in the weeds of SEO, and that what really matters is converting on that search term, finding what and maybe even designing your product page to have that high conversion and be what people are looking for. And that's like how you generate more ranking. That's the thesis. And not proven, but so what I'm trying to do is build out a view, which you see your ranks like where on terms, and then you have your conversion rate right next to how much you're spending on it. So that's all you look at as you try and grow your product sales. And
so sorry, Scott, when you're doing this and your vision for this, when you're bringing this in and you're seeing the cost per keyword, are you also taking into consideration any of the external traffic that's going to be coming in?
No, no, it's kind of, you can't really measure that unless, you're pulling in, essentially more data.
It'd be tough.
Yeah. You're basically accessing another API, and, working with one or two is hard enough.
Yeah. I know. It's, just wish list sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know what? If I cough in your ear, I apologize to the listeners. I apologize to Scott. I don't know what it is, but I get this today. I don't know if it's the weather outside. We were just talking about it being winter, not fall. But anyways, sorry. I'm trying to hit mute button if I cough. So I told you, Scott, it was going to be really, really casual. Let's also start talking about like what should Amazon sellers be looking for? We started talking about the conversion rate, but what can Amazon sellers do to help increase their sales now?
So, I mean, I've got, you ask a very open-ended question. I'm like, I got there's answers here. One that I'm playing with, today's actually a Prime Day.
Right.
It's the second day of their first fall Prime Day. And I can't believe I didn't know this, for how much I talk to people, that there's different, deals that you can offer your customers. There's the coupons have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I did not really understand or know the Prime exclusive discounts. It's its own separate thing on the advertising tab, and how easy they've made it to enroll your products in that, and it really helps your products lean into, these shopping holidays, Prime Day, and I do also think that they do this for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's a bit of there's prerequisites to it, but it's pretty simple, and it's free. It's not like the discount coupons. Those discount coupons or the digital coupons. They're 60 cents a pop.
Yep.
And I can just see some black hat techniques just popping those discount, and that's whether you use them or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can just click on it, go to the next page. I mean, I don't want to teach people some black hat methods, but whether you use that or not, as from what I understand, I was talking to Amazon just the other day about this Prime Day exclusive coupons and the digital coupons. And they told me, so if this is wrong information, I'm going to go back to my contact, but they said that, it's on the click. So if you click that discount coupon and you add it to cart and don't go, it's 60 cents.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine they'd have some sort of fraud detection, which I know that advertising, they have a lot of fraud detection of robots clicking. They're trying to figure out who's doing what, and I've even seen people get refunded if they have found it out. That robots click things. But now that's a different rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump into that, but so I had never used these Prime exclusive discounts, and now I got those products that have that blue badge, that banner.
Yeah.
And what I didn't like about Prime Day is the hassle it takes to get a lightning deal, and kind of the extra cost. And it's not a guarantee, there's just so much in the air that it just wasn't worth the effort for us. Whereas the Prime exclusive discounts, they have a bulk upload, and we have a catalog of 150 products, and I was like, oh, well, let's do 50. And I was just able to do it in less than 30 minutes. And I go now and I see, there's definitely a sales boost on those products.
Do you ever, and again, the theme is, post giveaway era. Do you ever do any launch to Prime Day, like giving an exclusive deal, promoting it even better than your Prime Day deals?
I have not done that. I could see the strategy behind that. That
It
I would,
works.
yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Is the same conversation that I had with someone that really I didn't have a lot of experience, but he was saying that like Prime Day deals work the best if the product already has lots of traffic, because then it starts to climb those, those the deal rankings where you get more of those browsing shoppers that are seeing it because they're on the front page of like like the electronics deals, the toy deals, and if you can start to climb that, your impression count just skyrockets. And so I think what you're saying is, doing a deal before that, you're going to increase your chances of being there.
Right. And I just see the man, the myth, the legend himself, Frank Sell, come on, home of the hustle. Uh, hey, it's great to see you. I know that's you, Frank. So anyway, I don't know if you know Frank Sell, but he's got a podcast called The Home of the Hustle. And anyways, his products are incredible. He's got the home of the make it's get shit done coffee, okay, and it's make America grind again. It's hilarious. I mean, and it's great coffee. But anyways, I just saw him. It's the first time I've seen him in a while, so just wanted to say hi. Let's talk about like with the getting away from the giveaways. What else are you doing? So you're taking advantage of the Prime exclusive coupons. Are there any other tips that you're doing to get sales?
Well, kind of back to that first thing is if you have a search term, let's say, there's 30 search terms that you're advertising on.
Yeah.
Well, it's likely that some of them, your product has a higher conversion rate. And what we're doing is turning all of those into exact campaigns just to like make sure that we're leaning in and getting and driving sales through our top converting terms. And I think this is basically the way that like Amazon wants it. This post giveaway that you try and help customers find your product, and if there's a match, like Amazon will reward.
So if you've got these really great converting keywords, there's no problem putting, going after them in the exact match. But are you balancing that with how well they sell? Like you might have a high volume keyword that looks like it's converting well, but there's very little sales happening on that. But you have a very low volume keyword that's converting like crazy. Will you put that bid up? Like, are you going after those better converting sales?
To me, it's about conversion rate, clicks per, how many sales per click. Whether it's a small, long tail or even a very big one. And I think you go all in on, just your top converting. I do think it's kind of strange that Amazon makes it a little bit, they don't like, it's not like they're throwing at you conversion rate data, on the advertising console. I don't even think that's like there. They don't show you conversion rate. You kind of have to estimate it yourself. And then they do have some conversion rate on the business reports. But again, it's just not like something that they put in and make very easy to see changes and lifts in conversion rate, or if it goes down. And I think when we talk about things that we do to our listings, what better metric out there than your conversion rate,
right,
to chase? And I mean, I'm a data guy. I've been programming for my Amazon businesses for 9 years to almost 10. And there's some data points that like just matter more than others. I just wish they would give us so much more information about conversion rate, even if it was like, I mean, they could go crazy here in terms of like, how often were they looking at your images? Which images did they show? And, how long did customers spend on each one? Just so that we have a little bit more, but since we don't, at least let's look at the top level conversion rate, essentially the clicks per sale. And that's where my mind is moving from. And so I'm talking about it just to kind of like get more concrete ideas around that.
So you're putting a lot of effort into your exact match, which makes sense. Are you using any of the broad or phrase
Sure.
match?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how you find new stuff. It's how you see where you're spending. And, but we will if it's, low converting, if we get more than 10 clicks and 0 conversions, or more than, like 30 and like maybe 1, if our conversion rate is less than 5%, then we're like, this is either too competitive or it's just not like the best fit when we have 13%, 14% conversion rate on other terms.
Okay. So yeah, it's interesting because I've talked a lot to people recently about PPC, and it's interesting. The more I talk to different people about PPC, they all are doing things differently. Like if I went off of one person and said, well, you know what? And this is like the listing optimization. If you listen to one person, that's fine. Go for it. If you feel comfortable that the person's knowledgeable, but don't go and listen to 20 other people that have 20 other opinions on it, because it just fogs everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about that, but
I feel the same way. Like I said, I was getting a little foggy about SEO, just like people have different best practices. If there's one way I could compare it, it's like, as an entrepreneur, if you're building your business, you should listen to everyone, but you should still hold on to your opinions. And right now, like I've got people telling me all the time, oh my goodness, recession, you should be more conservative. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. But I'm still executing my, business plans. And so I take in a lot of information, but I only if it helps me understand and improve my specific plans. So with PPC and SEO, yeah, listen to everyone, but if you can still get to the basics of like, well, what am I trying to accomplish here? Then everyone's advice is helpful. But if you kind of feel like you're on shaky ground, you don't have like some of the basics figured out, then it feels like, really noisy. I'm totally with you on the PPC, just feeling like really noisy.
And the other thing about the R word, what I'm telling people, and I don't know if you would agree with this, but the companies that we are managing that are average products, they're good products, but they're average products. We're seeing a dip, not a huge dip, but we're seeing a dip. The products that are exceptional and high price, like quality premium brands, I've seen since the beginning of the year, doubling of sales. And I wish I could talk about the brand, but it's a pet product, which the average sale in the niche is selling for $64. Ours are selling between 150 and 200, and we're killing it. Absolutely killing it in a niche that if I were to look at it from the outside, I would go, there's no way you could do it. People with money are buying. People that have money right now will have money during the recession or during a recession. So that's why I don't really worry too much about it. If you've got a good product and you're in a specific niche, people are going to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, in the recession, there's different parts to it.
Mhm.
People still have jobs. A lot of people, employment rate's great, and so the consumer economy is going to be pretty good. But it's the other parts. It's the housing. If you're in housing, maybe you should pay attention.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty bullish, and I like to hear. I like hearing what you're saying. That the quality stuff is still, keeping its demand.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that's just a quick thought. Now, first, anybody who's listening, we're getting the second part of the podcast. And as you know, this is where we get into the questions. So if you do have any questions about post giveaways, or if you do have any other SEO strategies or PPC, anything at all, you've got one of the smartest brains in the industry here. So Scott is here for another 20, 30 minutes. And if you have questions for him, please throw them over into the comment section. Also, we've got a great giveaway today. Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah. We're just giving a free year of SmartScout. It's a tool that I spent the last 2 years working on. I started in Amazon in the reselling business. A lot of people kind of did. That's a good entry point. And we scaled that business to be pretty big. And so one of the ideas was to kind of build more of a map of Amazon, just every single brand, what they're doing, where their traffic sources are coming from. We're bringing in a lot of data around brands. The best way to think about it is, everyone's probably familiar with Helium 10 and Jungle Scout. Awesome tools. I actually still use them. They're really good around product research and optimization. SmartScout kind of does like a step up. It's more about market research and to kind of look at things from a bigger picture. SmartScout's also just been kind of my playground. As I hear some interesting ideas, I'd be like, well, I wonder if we could do something different there. So that's we have 1,500 users. A lot of the aggregators, they jumped in real quick. They saw the value and some of the top sellers. So we have a 1 year subscription. I'm sure you guys have your criteria for giving that away.
Yeah.
So
just wait.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah. So that is an excellent giveaway. And they have one thing that you didn't mention. With SmartScout, it has a spy tool, right?
Yeah.
You can spy on your competition.
Yeah. It's basically, we do a lot of data around sellers, and then we do a lot of data around a brand. Sometimes those are one and the same. Sometimes a seller sells multiple brands, or maybe a brand has multiple sellers. And it just gives you that visibility really quickly to see where's the revenue actually going. And you need to see it in a list really quickly. And I don't know, it's very browsable. That's kind of, I'm an engineer by trade. And so it's probably a little bit more like those with a data analytical mind will have fun jumping in. And like I said, spying on your competition. We actually built a tool a year ago called Ad Spy, where we take, Amazon will give you all the information about your ads, but we're just looking at what's showing on Amazon. So, model ship, we can type that in and see who's winning the top spot and what percentage of the time are they winning that top spot. And then we look at sponsored brands and sponsored videos and seeing what are the win rates across the different products and brands. So that's very much like this. That's spying.
It's so cool though. You got to go and just check out the site. So, we're not pushing you over to an affiliate fee. I'm just saying that I've gone there. I after BDSS, that's what people were talking about. So the $1 Billion Seller Summit with Kevin King, I heard people on stage talking about it, just in general conversation. I heard people talking about it, and it was like, whoa, what am I missing out on? Because it was the buzz. But anyways, not to overhype it, check it out. But one way that you can get a free year's subscription is to hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, and you will get a second entry. Now, before we go to the second half, let's have a word from our sponsor. I want to give a quick shout out to an incredible group of sponsors who help keep our podcast running. The Lunch with Norm podcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the following sponsors: Post Purchase Pro, Clear Ads, Goldstein Patent Law, Honu Worldwide, Netfluence.co, Video Telepathy, Startup Club, and Dragonfish Brand Management. I just want to let our sponsors know you're awesome. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, we're back. All right. So I already see there's a bunch of people that are in the giveaway today. So it's a popular giveaway. Okay. Next topic. I want to kind of continue going down the SEO route. So you talked about Stephen Pope. I love what Stephen Pope talks about. I love what Brandon talks about. Are there anything else? Like, I know you're a data guy, and we've been talking last podcast, a few other podcasts, just how important that the main sellers that are killing it right now are data people. They're the top guys that I've talked about, or top people that I've talked about, are all data driven. There's nobody that says, wow, I've got really great aesthetics. The site looks good. I paid a lot for product photography, but I don't know anything about data. There's one common denominator. The success on Amazon comes with data, and you're all about data. Anyways, can we just kind of stretch that out a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've probably listened to just hours of people, talking about like, how do you optimize your page from an SEO perspective?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like there's two extremes. You could do you could just pay someone that's a really good copywriter that just, explains the product in a beautiful way. Maybe they even have a little bit of personality and humor. That's one end of the spectrum. The other end is just like your keyword stuffing. You're going for those, the strike zone of every, what people will be searching for, and getting every single word. And maybe your title doesn't completely make sense, but at least it has like the keywords that you want in it. And you can go from one end to the other. And as I've been implementing this for this last year, I'm like, you can't just go, the keyword stuffing route. It especially on the title, that, you have to like make sense as a human. As people look on their phone, they're probably going to read the first 5 words. They're going to do that at the very least. Mm-hmm. So, but I guess there is a conversation to be had, is like, what is that balance of, beautiful, personable copy to the keyword stuffing. And, yeah, I love the data, data dive, which is Brandon's tool. Really like, it gets you thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm going to make a game out of this. But I had to take a step back from that, as I was like, oh, these titles they're just, they almost hurt me to like, just to gamify the entire thing, and to make sure that we are actually being, a little bit upfront about the product, and, and enticing that way. So I don't go all in on the keyword stuffing. I don't know. What's your thought?
Well, if you listen 2 years ago, 18 months ago, 12 months ago, 6 months ago, it's always changing. So it ebbs and flows. Mm-hmm. I have taken the Stephen Pope approach of just going crazy, keyword stuffing for the first 30 to 45 days. But I do a hybrid. I want to do, and my son, who is sitting across from Kelsey right now at the house, we need to have the keywords, the popular, most converting keywords I think are going to happen with engagement. If I'm going to lose people and it's just keyword stuffing, phrase after phrase after phrase, it makes no sense. It's a robot, it doesn't work. Then I'm going to lose it. If I can take that and just kind of do lots of keywords, turn them into something that is engaging, put that into the bullets, put that into the A plus, get that into the questions, then I think I've got a success. As of today, 6 months to a year ago, I was doing shorter titles and just doing everything for mobile because that's where your searches are.
Mhm.
But I'm playing around with that right now. So some of the products that I'm launching are way beyond even the okay, this is stupid, but I'm trying an experiment, just going way beyond the character count. So if it says that you need 80 characters, I'm putting on 249 characters. If it's saying 249 characters, so I'm not telling people to do this. This is just, we had last week 20 products that we launched, and some of the products were very, very, very long titles, and we want to see what happens. So and this is all experimenting because we get to talk to great minds like you, and we get to talk to Brendan, and we get to talk, and you know what? It's a melting pot. I'd like to be able to take, okay, a little bit here, a little bit there, see what works. And at the end of the day, it's up to us to figure out what works, but it's all about data. And if we're not monitoring it, and if we can't see the issues that are coming up and you're not fixing it, then it could be a disaster.
Yeah. There's, this is, a SmartScout feature I didn't even talk about, but, most people have direct competitors, and, some of them actually might be converting or doing well on some terms that like you don't even have. So that's probably like the data approach that, the technical approach that will be the biggest lift the fastest is to, find a tool, use a tool that does some sort of head to head, and to see if there's gaps that you have. And, one thing that's always interesting in those gaps is if you're finding search terms that are probably a little bit more generic that they're doing well with. Like what's a great generic term for, Christmas is like, toys for kids. Like if you could, there's a million toys out there, but there's only about 40 that are on that first page of toys for kids. And it's very browsable. If you can find, I actually don't know if you could do this without tools. If you're able to find where your competitors are on terms like those, that can give you more ideas of where you can go with this from an advertising perspective and an SEO. There really are a lot of generic terms, and we generally don't think about them first.
Right.
But like if you get there, you get just impressions. You get so many impressions.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get into the gifts and like you said, for the toys, if you can do it, man, you've got a gold mine. But
And yeah, there's steps of generic. There's like, toys for kids. Then there's like craft kits. Maybe your product is a little bit more like, craft oriented, but like it's a little bit more specific. And I think you do want to, implement, tools to like find these and see if it makes sense to create your own little advertising campaign or SEO campaign targeting something like that.
What do you think of the new reports that Amazon's come up with a few months back? The search term performance report and the catalog performance report.
They're fun. I really
Yeah.
enjoy them. I can't wait. I know they're like working on. They even say it right there, like we're working on making this a report that you can download. I cannot wait. Hopefully they release that in the API, and then like I'm gonna sink some teeth into that. Because they do show some of the conversion rate on search terms. I was earlier complaining about Amazon not giving them enough conversion, but like they did drop one this year that was pretty substantial. And so, I like the search query performance a little bit more. That one's more interesting.
Right.
I think you could do a lot with it.
Yeah, I agree. Those are both great reports, but I agree that's the better of the two for me, anyways. And then, sorry, they do have the repeat customer, which is kind of interesting just to look at. But now, are you seeing are you seeing sellers making mistakes, or what mistakes are they making?
I mean, I make mistakes, so
We all do.
I'm like, I cannot believe that I didn't like understand this Prime exclusive discount was like the easy way to jump into these Prime holidays. I think the biggest mistake that I've seen in actually I acquired my private label business from my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of been a playground of things. And I see what the business could have been in some niches, and it's like we just built a product business. We didn't build a brand, and that is a little bit harder work. There's no formula. No, but there's like ideas that work. And like he had a pickleball paddle. He had actually probably one of the first pickleball paddles on Amazon and was crushing it. But what did he do with that? Well, he started launching other products. He launched dinner bells. We have auto repair kits. We have a metronome. It's just a bunch of products. They're good on their own and do well in their niches. But if I were to the reason I'm saying this, because just a few days ago, I spoke with someone that was in a very similar like growing niche. And I was like, well, here's how you take this to the next level is this strategy comes from Russell Brunson, his book, Traffic Secrets. I can't read more than 15 pages without putting it down because I'm like, oh, I got to go to work. This is awesome. I got to do this. And you just got to build more assets around the business. I mean, anywhere from like an email list, content that like people in your, say like, let's do the pickleball example, content that people care about. Could you put together a newsletter that, kind of like becomes its own marketing engine? And then this is the specific strategy is there's probably 100 people out there. He calls it the Dream 100. There's 100 people out there that are influential in any sort of niche.
Mm-hmm.
And, get them your product, build relationships with them, get them thinking about your brand and what you are doing to grow that space. And this applies for a lot of specifically like hobby. If your product is associated with a hobby, there are going to be people out there that, that they're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're doing this. And I would do whatever I can just send them your product, build that relationship. And if you're able to give them value at some point, some of it's going to come back, and it's going to be that intangible asset, that brand equity that like, you won't know why you're doing as well until like you see that like your branded term starts getting searched. People are typing in, your brand. So that's like the hard work, but it's kind of the thing that I don't hear a lot of people talk about or do.
Yeah, that's so important what you were saying there. One of the things that we try to do, and a lot of new sellers or people that are just getting into the business, I don't know if I'd recommend this, or maybe you don't want to do this because it costs extra, but you don't see immediate results. But we've been building a brand. We launched a website probably a few months back, and we've been putting a ton of high quality content on there. And so I was talking to SEO person the other day, and they said, you've already got like a really great authority score, even though it's new. And you're the people that are going over to your blog articles, you're getting 2,100 unique visitors a month right now for this specific niche, just going to the blog articles. And I'm sitting there going, oh, this is great. Now, our target is not 2,100 over the year. Our target is much higher than that. But if we continue to put out that content, those are people we know that it's a captivated audience. And if we handle the website properly, so we talk about, some sort of call to action, or if there's an exit on the blog article, which we were just talking about, then we get people interested. They already are looking for this product or this scent or whatever. Why not just have a pop-up when they exit and then drive them over to the storefront? These are all little things that you can do to really help build a brand, and people love it, especially if it's recurring products.
Yeah. No, I love that strategy.
Influencers as well. We were talking about Joseph or Joe Martin the other day, where he's the founder of BoxyCharm, and he did no other marketing, zero marketing other than let's do influencer and let's go. He had the budget. I don't. He had a budget to go after the big celebrity influencers like the Kardashians. And he sold his business last year to Etsy for $500 million. Just he was able to get the growth from those A-list celebrities, but most people can't do that. So the way that we take care of that, our strategy is to go after micro and nano influencers, build a ton of them, and do it that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I know people, there's people that like, they create content in a niche, and that's what they do. And if you can be in the back of their mind, at some point it's going to pop up. And, this is a strategy that we employ with SmartScout. Like, we target all the smartest people, and we're like, hey, if we could be in back of mind, then like, I think we're doing all right. And I think it takes effort. It's not easy, and it takes creativity. It's kind of like the part of marketing. Like, I love marketing, but I also hate it because there's infinite work to be done.
Yes.
You're never done. You're never done. And my wife hates that.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about like, oh, look at this like new idea that I'm chasing. And like, a week later, I'm like, I'm dead tired, but you chase enough of those and you look back in a year, you're like, wow, I've got more assets than ever before. And when I say assets, that's everywhere from like relationships, followers, email, reviews, anything like this, all can become an asset.
Mm-hmm. Right. We do have a question, Kels.
Yes. Okay. So this one is from Connor Connor's asking, if I target the same keyword in a broad and exact campaign, is that considered bidding against yourself, or will it help me get ranked for that keyword?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they have you in an auction against yourself.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that was something that people were thinking about. When the auction started happening, there was this tale that was going on that you were bidding against yourself, and it was not worth it. But no, that's not the case. If you have any questions, please throw it in to the comment section. Before we get over to the Wheel of Kelsey, I do want to just talk a bit first, your contact information, and then a little bit more about your app. If people want to get your app, what do they have to do? Anyways, why don't we do that, Scott?
So, there's a free trial, and you can jump in and figure out what it's all about. I think it takes a second to be like, oh wow, this is as big as I think it is. Where there are about 500,000 brands on Amazon, and we kind of just hand you over the entire thing at once, and you could you could filter through, or you could see which ones are in which subcategory. We actually have a subcategory tool that takes the 40,000 subcategories, and you kind of just see them all at once and see how they stack up against each other. And then you jump into one and you can see the market share. So on pickleball paddles, my legacy brand has, 0.2% market share, real small, as it got real competitive on us. And so it's like I said, kind of that bird's eye view of what's happening. And if you're in the decision process of growing your brand, especially on a product basis, it really it kind of lays it up for you, as opposed to just thinking from on high or typing in tons of search terms. We show you the other brands in that niche, and then you can get lost and see what other, a lot of times if you're in a niche, there's adjacent niches that really go well. And if you start building some of that brand equity, those assets, then, the next launches just makes sense.
Right.
And, yeah.
Okay, great. How do people get a hold of either your support, your contact?
I'll just throw my email. It's scott@smartscout.com. I'm pretty active on Instagram. Smartest Seller is where I do there. And we've been having a lot of fun with telling Amazon seller stories on there. And SmartScout's just smartscout.com. So those are
all right. Fantastic. So why don't we, Kelsey, why don't we head over to our last sponsorship spot, and then we'll head over to the Wheel of Kelsey.
Okay, sounds good. Just give me 1 second.
Yep.
And here we go.
This episode is brought to you by Clear Ads. Looking to maximize your Amazon ads ROI? Well, whether you need full service or just one or two services, Clear Ads Amazon advertising experts drive outstanding results across the Amazon marketplace. With over 9 years of experience, their Amazon PPC managers have helped thousands of companies to drive down their cost of sales and scale up their revenue, profits, and orders. And with their unrivaled Amazon DSP expertise, ClearAd's DSP services are tailored to your brand. You really can't go wrong. Get in touch today with ClearAd's dedicated team by visiting the link in the description or visiting clearads.co.uk. And remember, more sales, better ROI, incredible growth. Check out ClearAds today. Okay, so why don't we just get right into the wheel?
All right, so it's the Wheel of Kelsey. Scott, this tends to be a little loud, so just prepare yourself. Here you go.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right, so thank you everyone who entered today's Wheel of Kelsey. We do this every single episode, so if you're not today's winner, just come back on Friday and you can enter again. And here we go. So
It's
if you
gonna
are
be
the
a good
winner,
one.
please email me at k@lunchwithnorm.com so I can connect you. And it looks
Oh,
like
there we
Cool
go.
Hands.
Cool Hand. Congrats.
So CoolHand99, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com and we'll hook you up with your free membership to SmartScout for the year. So congratulations.
That's awesome. Very good. And thanks again, Scott, for giving that that prize. That's awesome. And thanks for being on the podcast. We have to get you back on.
Thank you. No, it was awesome to be here. Thanks, Norm.
Hey, just stick around for a second afterwards. And I just wanted to come back and talk to you for 2 secs. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. We are going to be having Shine On next Friday. So I believe that's Eric's going to be coming on, Eric Taz. I wasn't sure if it was going to be him or somebody else from the company, but he's actually the founder of Shine On. Now, this is really cool. We use this company, and it's about print on demand, and we use them for jewelry. So check them out. It's going to be on Friday. This is completely new to a lot of listeners, but I think you're going to really love what you hear. Kelsey, where are you?
I'm here. Yes. Thank you everyone for tuning in with us. And we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So make sure you come back and check out what's happening. We've got a lot of stuff happening right now. The biggest, I think, change that we're toying around with is not stopping uploading episodes on YouTube, but basically we're going to stop streaming from YouTube. So if you are a YouTube streamer, we're not sure exactly which date we're going to start this, but we're going to start only streaming solely from Facebook, either from the Facebook posts or the page or the group. We will still be uploading the episodes to YouTube, but they won't be the live episodes. These will be more edited episodes, so they get straight to the point. You won't have us bickering back and forth for 10 minutes before the episode. So we're hoping just to kind of streamline the episodes on YouTube a bit more. So that's happening over the course of the next week or two. So just prepare for that. You might have to just switch over to the Facebook stream in the future. We still will be going live, but if you're not seeing episodes show up, because I know we have a lot of listeners watch from YouTube, just you'll have to migrate over to Facebook or watch the uploaded episode afterwards. But just want to let everyone know. And of course, smash those like buttons. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can always reach me for guest suggestions, topics, anything that's going on with your Amazon business. Let us know. We'd be happy to take a look, or if you're looking just for a piece of advice, you can also go to our Facebook group, Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA and eCommerce Collective. That's our community. That's where everyone hangs out, and you can get updates about the podcast, about Amazon, and it's just a great place to ask your questions, see what everyone else is doing in the industry, and yeah, I think that's it for me.
And when I'm not coughing in everybody's ear, we like to hear what you think about the podcast. Leave us a review and just tell us what you think on either Google, Facebook, or any of the podcast platforms that you listen to. All right. So this is great. Another episode done. We've surpassed 350 episodes now. And anyways, we're on our way to 500. I hope, fingers crossed. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. We had a great turnout today. Thank you so much. I mean, this community is awesome. Saw some new people, saw some new friendly faces that I've known for years that showed up today. This is awesome. We got such a great community, and we could not do this podcast without you. So we'll see you next time.
Lunch with Norm.